I'm going to challenge the very heart and soul of the Western Christian message, the death of Jesus. The Western Christian Church teaches us that Jesus died instead of us. He dies so that we don't have to die. That's not what the New Testament says at all. It's exactly the opposite. Paul will tell us that Jesus died to ensure that we do die, not die. It's a big call for me to make. Let's dive in. 2 Corinthians 5:14 says this in the NIV. For Christ's love compels us, because we are convinced that one died for all, and therefore all died. What? One died for all means all died. Not one died for all means no one dies. To die for means to die with. One died for all died. So the idea that Jesus died instead of us is anti-biblical. It's anti-gospel. There is no salvation in the idea that Jesus died instead of us so that we don't die. Jesus died for us, therefore all died. To die for means to die with. He ensured that we died on the cross. What is the human dilemma that we face, that we need to be saved from? Romans 7 and verse 20. Listen on. Paul says, now if I do what I don't want to do, I sin, it is no longer I who do it, but it is sin living in me that does it. Paul is saying he's a prisoner to something called sin. It's a noun. It's not what he does. It's not a verb. Sin is living in me. It possesses me, and it makes me commit acts of sin. I don't know what I do, but I know one thing. It's no longer I who do it, but sin, this presence living in me that's making me commit acts of sin. Sin living within us is the problem. Our sinful behavior is a consequence of the sin power pushing me and pulling me around. If we're going to be saved, the primary focus is not going to be on my sinful behavior, because that's a symptom of sin dwelling in me. If the death of Jesus is going to save me, it has to save me from the indwelling presence of sin in my life that's making me commit the acts of sin. And this is exactly where the death of Jesus comes into it, and our co-death with him. Romans 6 and 7. You ready for the slam dunk? NIV. For we know that our old self was crucified with him. With him? With him. If one died for all died. To die for means to die with. For we know that our old self was crucified with him. We died with Jesus on the cross. Why? Because of the sin power in me. Watch. For we know that our old self was crucified with him, so that the body ruled by sin. There's a noun. And it's a ruler. The sin ruler inside me that's pushing me around and causing me to commit acts of sin. We were crucified with Jesus so that the body, which was ruled by sin, it's a ruler pushing us around, might be done away with. What? We had to die so that the sin ruler couldn't control us anymore. There's no salvation or freedom in the idea that Jesus died instead of me. He dies so I don't die. He dies so I do die with him. And when I'm dead, that sin ruler in me has lost his slave. Wow. This is why we had to die with him. Read it again. For we know that our old self was crucified with him. Why? So that the body ruled by sin, pushing us around, might be done away with. We died, so the old us is dead. Well, the sin ruler hasn't got anyone anymore. He's dead. So that sin might be done away with, indwelling sin ruling in us, so that we will no longer be slaves to sin. It's a master. We are slaves. Salvation is being set free from the domination and control of this slave master called sin, living within us, pushing us around. So God takes us all, puts us in Jesus, puts us on the cross. All these slaves are dead. The sin master lost his presence and he lost his slaves. That's why we must die. There's no salvation without us dying. Because the problem is we are ruled and dominated by this sin power. We're slaves to this master. And so God puts the slaves to death and the master has lost control over us. Therefore, if one died for all died. So all slaves are dead to the sin master. Now look at verse 7. Because anyone who has died has been set free from sin, the ruler. The gospel that saves is not that Jesus died instead of us. Jesus died to take us with him on the cross so that our slavery to the sin master is broken and we're set free. Now that's the gospel that saves. And I know this is raising 1,000 questions. Please put them in the comments and I promise you I will write responses or I will do videos for you. God bless you.